Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to the channel You Learn PEGA. Today we will learn about what is PEGA and how it will be used and what is the situational layer cake in PEGA, which is like a basic concept you need to learn before you are starting your PEGA journey. So let's start our PEGA journey with what is PEGA. We all know PEGA is a PPM tool which helps in the workflows. For example, if you want to build a loan application for a banking sector, then you can take this PEGA as a workflow tool and you can use it as to build the loan application structure with particular UI components, business logics, and with the help of database interactions. So mainly the PEGA application is a mixture of business logic, UI, and database interactions, and it's a mixture of functional components as well. So let's move on to we where PEGA can be built. I mean, where we will use the PEGA. So if you see PEGA, most of the sectors that are currently using is PEGA, especially in financial services domain and healthcare sector, where we use regularly a workflow site out type of tool. I mean, for example, let's say if you people are thinking like why we need PEGA, where we will use the PEGA, so for example, if I want to use PEGA in somewhere where let's say I have a customer coming and asking for me a loan, and I have very dramatic form. I just want to give his a form and he need to enter all the information, and again I need to retype the information in some other forms, and I need to send to some other team. So if you see, this is a scenario. So what we can do is we can implement with PEGA this scenario. So what we can do is once the customer is asking, we can create a PEGA case application for his, like for example, customer feedback. Take an application and you can take and you can enter the details what the customer ID and all, and what from different systems we will retrieve the customer information, and we will tell the to the particular team like this is the customer, this is what he is asking as a feedback. So this is, for example, I said. So there are multiple scenarios where we can import our PEGA and we can use the PEGA as well. So let's move on to the next famous topic where you should start with PEGA applicational layer cake. Okay, so if you see on the screen, you can see like PEGA platform layer, enterprise layer, framework division layer, and implementation layer. So what is basically PEGA applicational layer cake? So for example, if you create let's say let's talk of Java, because we all know that PEGA is built on Java. So for example, if you want to create some application in Java, we will create a project, and inside the project we write our source code. So in the same way, if you see PEGA platform layer, where if you buy the license of PEGA, you will get this PEGA platform layer. And enterprise layer is such which represents according to enterprise. For example, if you are using it as a banking, some XYZ bank, the XYZ bank can build on their own conditions for all the PEGA applications in this enterprise layer. And upon that framework layer, if you see, framework layer is like for example, I just wanted some reusable things across the banks, so I can build it on framework layer. And if you want to use I mean implementation layer is similar to like uh, for example, I am saying some XYZ bank is in multiple places, and they want some rules to be reusable across all the layers. I mean, on the implementation layer, the logic will be different, but there are few rules that is common where you can keep it on enterprise layer or framework layer, and you can use it as into the implementation layer as well. So I mean, if you create an application in the implementation layer, you have all the access to all the built on applications, which is enterprise layer application, PEGA platform layer application, framework layer, or division layer application. So I see in today's world we see very rarely about division layered applications. We can see this PEGA platform layer, enterprise layer, framework layer based on the situations, and the implementation layer. So from my experience, I saw a lot of applications which is like platform layer, enterprise layer, framework layer, and implementation layer. This is what I can see. So if you scroll down, if I scroll down, there is one more image. If you see, just a minute, I think, yes. If you see here, image, PEGA based product, enterprise application, framework application, and implementation application. So PEGA based product, which holds all the PEGA rules. If you, let's say you want to, let's say for example, you are a bank, organization, you are from a bank organization, some XYZ bank, and you want to onboard the customer who with KYC, for example, I'm saying. So whoever KYC has been completed, you just want to onboard. Then what you will do, you want, this is a workflow this is a proper workflow solution you are seeking. So let's take the PEGA. So if you went and buy the PEGA license you got, so the PEGA people gave you the PEGA instances that needed, which is the PEGA based product you will get ultimately. And after post that, you just and post that, they will provide you some solution frameworks, which is nothing but this solution frameworks is like which helps us to reduces the time to do our work. For example, I'm saying, so there is an already a KYC framework which is built in PEGA. So you can buy that framework and you can import that application into your application instance, so that it will reduce some common times. For example, if you want to onboard the KYC of who completes the KYC for a customer, all the banks at a some point of time they follow the same procedure. So that some point of time procedure will be combined and make it as a framework which can be used all by all the banks. So whenever you buy a PEGA product, they will give you the PEGA based product plus this solution framework where you can reuse it. And based on top of that, you can build your own enterprise and framework applications which can be used across your all PEGA instances in your organization. For example, every organization have their own things, own set of things to do. For example, if you want to do a customer search, there are multiple applications in your PEGA. Like if you have like a 10 applications you have, but for 10 applications the customer search is needed. Then what you can do is you can build an application in the enterprise application layer and make it as a component inside it, and you can do it, that customer search. That's one type of example I'm giving, but not exactly the customer search. So there are few things where you can, for example, if you have your own branding styles, let's say by default PEGA provides us the UI kit if we want, but if you want your own branding all across all the organizations for PEGA applications, you can build an own application of branding, and you can post post up on top of that. You can make it as all, you can keep that branding application in enterprise application layer, and take from there you can build frameworks and implementation layers. So this is all about the situational layer cake, where we will regularly see what is situational layer cake and what are the PEGA based products. And if you see this cake, it's like a form of a cake, that's why it's known as situational layer cake. I agree, that's it seems to be a bit confused about this framework, enterprise, PEGA based product, implementation and all. But if you know a bit of Java, it's very easy to you understand how you do Java. Like source code you will transfer, I mean you can use some source code from one place to another, which is purely, this PEGA is purely based on the concepts of oops Java. So just if you know a bit of oops Java, you can understand this situational layer cake very well, and might be the upcoming videos as well. So this is what about the PEGA situational layer cake. Thank you.